Welcome to my north-facing garden. A few years ago, in the beginning, there was only grass. I made a flower bed mostly filled with annuals and sowed a new lawn. It looked amazing in the summer for a couple of years. I even grew some sweet corn, and hyacinth flowers returned in the spring. But in the winter, the bed was void of life. A new fence meant the flower bed was cleared and the lawn was trampled on. I made a new plan for the flower bed to include more permanent plants and also some foliage in the winter. Rather than sticking to shade-loving plants like ferns and hostas, I'm testing the limits of what can grow here. Over time, we will see which plants can adapt to this environment. Today I'm planting Solomon Seal. I ordered this from wildflowershop.co.uk. I also ordered some Lily of the Valley, but that won't be delivered for a few weeks. But this needs planting straight away. I had planned to plant it at the left end of the bed, but I read more about it and see that it does not like the roots to be disturbed. So I'm hoping to fit it somewhere in the Mahonia bed today. Maybe I could fit it in front of these primroses. Although actually no, because it gets quite tall. Maybe next to this fern, where those stones are. This is where I put the bulbs when I cleared out the flower bed when the fence was put in. Solomon Seal can get up to 80 centimetres tall. It's a perennial which grows wild in parts of England and Wales and likes to grow in woodland. Flowers are in May and June. If I plant it here, it will be in slightly raised soil and will get sun for a couple of hours a day, only around midsummer. I think it should bed down quite well in here and it should make a nice entrance to the garden. So I'm going to start digging and see what I find here. I'm expecting to find a few bluebell bulbs. Actually, I remember there were quite a lot when I cleared out the other flower bed, so let's see what we find. The clay soil is all heavy and clumped together. It's quite difficult to dig here. Also, I'm being careful to try and not damage any of the bulbs. That looks like a small crocosmia bulb that started growing. I'll find another place for that. The bulbs are quite difficult to separate from each other. That looks like another crocosmia. And this whole bunch of probably bluebells. I'm going to put them to soak in this tray of water. That should make them easier to separate. I think that's all the bulbs out. I'm just going to dig now to make a hole to put the rhizome in. So it says I've got to dig down about 8 centimetres. Well, 8 centimetres on top of the rhizome, so a little bit deeper than that. Also, this soil here has got like a mound on it, so one side is going to be like 5 centimetres and the other side will be 8. So I probably will dig like 10 or 12 centimetres. Not that I can be that precise in a situation like this. The clay soil sticks to the trowel horribly. I have to stop to scrape it off. So I've gone down well over 10 centimetres there from the highest point of the ground. That's the 10 centimetre mark on my trowel. I'm going to put some fresh compost in the bottom, give that a bit of a mix in, and I'm going to see if I can find some gravel to help with the drainage. I managed to find a small bit of horticultural grit, which was from a pot I had out the front, which I recently replanted. Just mixing in a little bit more fresh compost there. And let's see how deep that is now. So that looks to be about 10 centimetres at the highest part of the ground there. I just placed down a layer of compost for the little rhizome to lay on. And here it is. Unusual looking thing, lots of roots on it. I'm covering with fresh compost, and then afterwards I'm going to top it off with the heavy clay soil, and that should stop the cats and other animals from digging around it. just pushed it down with the trowel and then I firmed it down more using that plant pot. And then those big lumps of heavy clay, the cats aren't going to want to dig in there. But just to be absolutely sure, I'm going to put a few sticks in there. And now to see what we can find in this tray. That one's not quite ready yet. Let's try another one. Oh, that's just fallen apart. Where's it gone? There it is. Oh, that's a funny long shape one. I need to find another tray to put those in. That'll do. Right, what else is there? Quick shake in the water and the soil comes off them. Not too bad. Long way to go yet though. That seems to be everything out of the tray. Quite a lot of bulbs there, all nice and clean and ready to go. Where am I going to put them? Maybe in front of the primroses here. Again, not an easy place to dig, but I managed to clear out this much space, which hopefully will be enough to fit all of these bulbs in. They already have little roots growing out of them, so I know which way to face them up. There are so many of them, I just ended up piling them all in there, and I've still got so many left over. I covered them up again with some fresh compost and then put the heavy clay soil on top. Now I've just got to find somewhere else to put the rest of those bulbs. I don't have a lot of space. Well, that's all for today. Next time, I expect to be planting more bulbs.